Silent Hill, the red pyramid comes for me. Some men bury guilt, others drag it behind them. Jack Carver once told a therapist he felt nothing after his wife drowned. He said the usual words. I wish I could go back. I didn't mean to leave her. It wasn't my fault. But that was 6 years ago. And you don't end up in Silent Hill because you're innocent. You come because the town remembers what you try to forget. And it wants you to bleed for it. Jack returned after receiving a package in the mail. No return address. Inside was a bloody wedding ring and a piece of paper. He carries it because you won't. He didn't understand the note. Not at first. Not until he saw the drag marks in the street. The massive cleaver scars in the pavement. The red-streaked fog swirling around the corners of Old Midwich High. And the first time he heard it. The dragging. Metal on concrete. Slow, heavy. Rhythmic. Like death had its own heartbeat. He first saw him outside the church. 9 feet tall, head like rusted steel, apron soaked in flesh. Dragging a great blade behind him like a butcher late for work. Pyramid head. He didn't move like a man. He moved like a sentence being carried out. When Jack turned and ran, the world shifted. The ground beneath him peeled open like skin. The buildings screamed. The sirens roared. And Silent Hill changed. Now everything bled. The air reeked of burnt hair and old regret. Wires slithered like veins. Mirrors whispered. And the phrase kept echoing in his head. He carries it because you won't. That's when Jack remembered what he really did. He didn't just watch his wife drown. He let her. He stood on the dock while she screamed his name. And when her hand broke the surface one last time, he didn't reach for it. He turned and walked away. Because loving her hurt too much. He thought burying the memory would bury the sin. But now the sin had shape. And steel. And a blade longer than a man's body. Pyramid Head didn't chase. He walked. But Jack couldn't outrun him, not even in his dreams. Every alley led back to the same hallway. Every mirror showed his wife's bloated corpse. And every scream sounded like his own voice. In the hotel room where they honeymooned, Jack finally collapsed. The room was full of photos, her face slashed out. Blood on the bed. On the dresser, another note. One of you has to die. The sirens wailed again. The world peeled into rust. And the door burst open. He entered. Pyramid Head filled the room like a storm. His blade scraped the floor. He didn't speak. He simply pointed. At Jack. Then at the bed. Then back at Jack. And Jack understood. He fell to his knees. Screaming. Begging. Take it off me. Please, I remember now. I remember everything. But Pyramid Head didn't come for forgiveness. He wasn't there to make Jack feel better. He was there to be the weight. To carry the blade Jack should have picked up himself. As the executioner raised the cleaver, Jack didn't run. Because this was the only ending he had earned. But the blade didn't fall. Not this time. Instead, Pyramid Head turned and left the blade behind. Jack woke up alone, covered in blood, sitting in the middle of Silent Hill's empty street. The great knife beside him. Waiting. The weight of guilt was his now. He could leave the town, but only if he dragged the truth with him. Step by step. Just like the one who came before. The end. But don't worry. Pyramid Head never really leaves. He just waits. Because someone always shows up. Too weak to carry what they did. Too late to say I'm sorry. And too human to understand. You don't choose the punishment. The town does.